Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I've got just a few things to quickly go over with you guys today. And I want to first start by saying thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch these videos. I've tried to really stress, and I know that if you are watching this, the likelihood that you have been watching all along is pretty high. But I've been trying to really stress and emphasize how important these videos are because as of now, they're kind of my primary communication with you guys in terms of sharing information, not just about the assignments, but stuff that we have coming up and things to know about school in general. So please, please, please keep watching them. I promise you, I am not doing this for myself. I hate seeing myself on camera and I hate hearing my voice recorded. So this is solely for your benefit, which speaking of, if you stick around, I have a little perk for you today. If you do watch this video. Okay, so for today, here's what I need you to take care of. I scheduled into our time, as I promised on Monday, your second round of zinc. I hope that this is kind of clear by now. I'm expecting you to do 2 rounds of zinc by tomorrow. That means that when you go into zinc, when you go to the assignment and you hit that little button to start a round, when you return to it at the end, it should be checked off to say that you've completed that round. You just need to have 2 of those check marks. So at the most, you will be locked out for 24 hours. So it's more than enough time to get those 2 rounds done in 1 week. If you do anything beyond that, that's great, and is really good review and practice for you. But in terms of like the actual grading, I'm only looking for the 2 rounds to be completed. Okay, so finish up the second one. You will see in Google Classroom there are also 2 assignments from Common Lit, which we have used before, so hopefully you remember and you're familiar with. There are 2 poems. The first one was written by Rudyard Kipling. He's a really interesting guy. He was a super popular author in his time, very well liked and respected and widely read. He's got a multi-ethnic background and he did a ton of traveling. So he was versed in a bunch of different cultures. He had exposure to a lot of different types of cultures, but he spent the bulk of his life living in Britain. And so he, through this poem, speaks a lot about British imperialism. So that's what you're going to hear and what you're going to see come through are his perspectives and his viewpoints on British imperialism. I also included a link. It's just a very short video for some background on him. If you're curious and want to know a little bit more about where he comes from, check it out. It's just a few minutes long. It kind of will help you understand that poem a little bit better. And then the second poem that you're going to take a look at is in a response to that first poem. So the first one's called The White Man's Burden. The second one is called The Black Man's Burden. Really interesting to pair together and kind of see how they play off of each other. Make sure that you read the directions thoroughly for the annotations because the assignments are 2 parts. The first part is as you're reading those poems, you're going to be annotating for specific things, which are outlined in the directions for you. And then you'll follow up each poem with a series of about 4 or 5 multiple choice questions. So those 2 things for Common Lit. And then we're doing just 1 chapter of Things Fall Apart today. That's chapter 21. So what I want you to really be looking at, because this is kind of an interesting chapter in terms of the progression of this arrival of missionaries in the Igbo tribes. I want you to pay particular attention to how Achebe is using the character of Okonkwo now, because he kind of stands in opposition, juxtaposition to the rest of the tribe of Amofia. You'll see that he reacts and responds in a way that most of the other characters do not. And that is super intentional by Achebe in order to make a certain point about what's happening, not just in the book, but what happened in Africa in general. So I want you to really think about how he's now utilizing that character that for so long we kind of questioned and wondered if he was reliable, if he was trustworthy, if he was a good guy. I want you to pay particular attention to what Achebe is trying to drive home through the use of that character now. Okay, last reminder, and then I've got that little perk for you. remember tomorrow, Thursday, we do have a quiz, and that quiz will cover the vocabulary from this week that we did in Zinc, as well as reading questions from chapters 18 through 21. Okay. All right, so the little perk just for watching this video and for my appreciation for you taking the time to watch this video, if you shoot me an email and in that email you tell me, let's say, your favorite dessert, I will give you extra credit points, okay, just for doing what I've asked you to do in terms of taking the time to watch these videos and sticking with it. I appreciate you that much that I want to give you a little bit of a reward for doing so, okay? So that's it for today. Please, as always, let me know if you have any questions. I am here to help. You guys are doing awesome so far. Hang in there. We are almost through this first week, and then we'll be on to our spring break, okay? I'll see you guys again tomorrow.